there, class of 2020. I see you're back. You are late again.
Hurry, you're late. Get to class. Hey there, class of 2020. Before we get started, we have a few classroom rules to remember. First of all, if you leave your vehicle, you must wear your mask. You must stay in your designated area, and only one person may leave at a time. So, class of 2020, let's get started. We've got some time to make up.
Good evening, South Huron District High School. I would like to ask that the graduating students please step out of your vehicle with your masks on, and please remove your hats and stand for the playing of O Canada.
Welcome parents and students to the 2020 commencement ceremony. My name is Kay Rathwell and I am the head secretary at South Huron District High School as well as the MC. This is my 31st year at South Huron, and as I look out, I see lots of parents that I remember as students. Over my years, I have heard a lot of interesting stories about why kids are absent from school, and this last year I even got to hear one of our 2020 graduates pretend to be his father. Needless to say, he didn't get away with it. As you can imagine, I have been part of many interesting school years, but 2020 has proven to be the most interesting by far, and this commencement tops off the year of all years. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you our administrative team, Mrs. Bear-Smith and Mr. Burt.
All right, I'm ready for moving. I'm down. What's sticky, brown, wet on the floor?
I don't know, Bert.
A stick.
Come on, Bert. We gotta get a little serious, hey?
Okay.
Welcome parents and students to the 2020 commencement ceremony. We hope that you enjoy this evening, and we are so excited to be able to come together in this way. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a mad scramble to put this together. That seems to be the way of 2020, but we do hope you enjoy the final product. We ask though that you forgive us for any errors that we would make, as we would forgive you for your errors. Grade 12s, I am especially proud to be here with you. You entered grade 9 my very first year at South Huron District High School, and it is such a privilege to have been a small part of your lives.
As we thought about the 2019-2020 graduation, we felt it would be important to review the school year. It's a bit of a blur to us, and likely to you too, but maybe some of these things will remind you.
In September, you came to school ready to have the best year yet, and we were your best cheerleaders.
Go Panthers!
September was full of spirit days, field hockey,
Sticks down, girls!
baseball, the color run,
Go Team Red!
and the Terry Fox run.
Do it for Terry, Panthers! Do it for Terry!
This year was promising to be a good one.
October came, which, Bert, what are you doing?
Got my passport. I'm running cross countries.
Cross country was well underway with Mr. Colburn. Tennis matches were happening. Golf players were enjoying the course.
Hit 'em straight, boys and girls.
And we ended the month with a dance largely attended by the student council.
Guys, who is on the door? Somebody's got to man the cash box, even if there's not people coming in right now. Just because you like the song, you can't be in the gym.
And do you remember I took a really flattering photo of Jared Orr?
Good thing you're all lifesavers. He needs you.
Bert, what on earth is that?
Leftover turkey breast sandwich. We had Thanksgiving last night. Bang! The Bears beat the Lions 24-20. The Bills beat the Cowboys 24-10. How about them Cowboys?
Bert, Thanksgiving was last month.
Right. But I get two.
Bert. In November, we were lucky enough to host Wausau girls basketball.
Chisholm, you're in the wrong month. Oh, never mind. They didn't make it to November, just us.
And your first report cards went home too.
Woo! Yes, yes, yes! Woo!
At the end of 2019, in December, you crossed the bridge to the enchanted forest and enjoyed the semi-formal. We had our favorite school assembly. It's a thing of the past now.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas. Have you been naughty or nice? I think you've been naughty, little Johnny. A lump of coal for you.
And the band played in the Christmas production.
Merry Christmas.
With 2019 looking so good, how could we go wrong in 2020? I mean, think about it. 2020 means you have perfect vision.
The new year started. Well, and what else is there to do in January but play some hockey? Right, Bert?
Come on!
Woo!
Yeah, let's go, let's go! Come on, girls, come on, come on!
The door, here they come!
I don't touch no door. You better climb over. Let's go, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go! Blue line! Shot! Shot!
February brought about the new semester, and many of you got to take off on the yearly Saint Donat trip with Madame Grant.
Mandy, baby! Mandy, baby! Lauren, look out!
Canadian sports like curling
And volleyball?
Hey, wait a minute. Has anybody seen Hummel?
Benched.
more like boys hockey, prevailed.
I got traveling on 45, offsides on the defense, 5-yard holding, 2-minute rush. First down.
Where do they find these refs? I'm embarrassed for them.
Hockey stop.
In February, we also celebrated Love is Love on February 14th. And Mrs. Westland was making sure your college and university applications were completed.
Get your applications in. Work on them community hours.
And in the middle of all this, you had to contend with teacher rotating strikes and a whole bunch of snow days.
Things were feeling a little unsettled for us all by now. Little did we know that more was yet to come.
And then came March. In like a lamb and out like a lion. Some of us headed to Ottawa for an amazing conference for Indigenous youth. I got to meet a really cool grad there. On that trip, we were just starting to hear that things around the world were changing. I remember making kids on the trip have to wash their hands a lot. And then?
Our world changed in an instant with the announcement that a pandemic was upon us. William Shakespeare was a prolific writer during the medieval epidemic of the bubonic plague and wrote one of his greatest tragedies, King Lear, while in isolation. While in the midst of a personal crisis, Shakespeare's protagonist, King Lear, admits, "Poor, naked wretches, wheresoever you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm, How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed ragness defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have taken too little care of this. In this quotation, Lear realizes in his miserable state that all lives have great meaning, and through our similar struggle with sadness and disease, we too need to see the value of life and unity in the face of such adversity. This adversity has been faced by all of our graduates for the last 7 months, and they have persevered despite the challenges of COVID.
And here we are, March 13th, Friday, full moon, and we said goodbye to you as you headed home for what we thought might be a bit of an extended break. We did not know that at that time, it very well would be the last time you set foot in our building. As you know, the year continued, and as we scrambled to get online classes up and running, we learned a number of things. We learned that people hoard products like toilet paper and yeast, and we were all told to stay home. And while many of us stayed home and worked, many of you went to work as essential workers. You held down full-time jobs, keeping us fed while you tried to stay up on your schoolwork. As educators, we had to make decisions on what was important, and we encouraged staff to focus on your well-being first and then your academics. The pandemic really put things in perspective for all of us. It helped us slow down and focus on connection first.
Most of you handled this new world with ease, and a few of you we dragged across the finish line. But you did it. In fact, we did it together, and we are so proud.
We do recognize that although we have all been in the same boat, we have not weathered the same storms. We understand in the last 6 months, it may have caused some stress. We honor and we respect that you've made it through to be here with us today. There are members of our graduating class who are the first of their families to graduate. What an incredible accomplishment under such adversity. Class of 2020, we are so very proud of you. We wish that the year could have been a better one for you. No one really wanted this. Please know that we care, and we'll continue to care about you. If you need us, we're going to be right here waiting for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Burt and Ms. Bear-Smith, for that interesting opening address. It is now my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2020, read by Mr. Eric Chisholm, Mrs. Stacy Park, Mrs. Elizabeth Stuckless, and Ms. Kate Milner.
Nick Adair is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He is also receiving his Special High Skills Major in Transportation and is an Ontario Scholar.
Chris Baker is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He is receiving a Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation. He is on the Honor Roll, and he is also receiving the Exeter and District Heritage Days Award.
Blake Bannister is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Nick Bedard is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and has a Specialist High Skill Major in Transportation.
Duncan Blyde, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He has a Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation and is receiving the Technical Teachers Award.
Alexandra Boyes is receiving her OSSD and the Royal Canadian Legion Scholarship.
Jacob Bristow is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma as well as his Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Jada Consett is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, is on the Honor Roll, an Ontario Scholar, and is receiving the Exeter Order of the Eastern Star Award.
Emily Crawford is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She was on the Honor Roll, is an Ontario Scholar, and is receiving the Larry Bannerman Foundation Award as well as the Royal Canadian Legion History Award.
Ethan Denemy, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He has a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. He is on the Honor Roll, and he is an Ontario Scholar. Ethan will be receiving the Exeter Masonic Lodge Award and the Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award.
Emma Dietrich, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's on the Honor Roll. She's an Ontario Scholar and is receiving the Exeter Villa Award.
Jessica Dick is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, and she's also receiving her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. As well, she's on the Honor Roll.
Jacqueline Durnan is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness.
Jillian Durnan is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and has a Specialist High Skill Major in Health and Wellness.
Logan Finch is receiving his Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Victoria Finkbeiner, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Certificate. She will be receiving the Art Around Town Award.
Regan Foran is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She is on the Honor Roll. She's an Ontario Scholar, and she's receiving the Andex Scholarship, the Independent Order of Oddfellows Award, OSSTF District 8 Bursary, Principals Award for Student Leadership, RCAF Centralia Reunion Award, and Top Academic Student.
Madison Gockrudger is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Abby Gingrich is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, has a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, is on the Honor Roll, an Ontario Scholar, and is also receiving the Hensel and District Kinnett Award.
Jacob Gingrich, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He has a Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation. He is on the Honor Roll. Jacob will be receiving the Hay Mutual John Consett Memorial Scholarship and the Student Council Scholarship for Growth and Development Post-Secondary.
Charlotte Gregus is receiving her OSSD. She is on the Honor Roll. She's an Ontario Scholar, and she's also receiving the Loretta Senior Memorial Scholarship.
Gracie Grimmick is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's also receiving her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. She's on the Honor Roll. She's an Ontario Scholar, and she is receiving the Huron-Perth Association of Realtors Scholarship.
Becca Haggett is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, and receiving the Usborne and Hibbert Mutual Fire Insurance Company Scholarship.
Tatiana Hamilton is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She was on the Honor Roll, an Ontario Scholar, and is also receiving the Jean McEwen Memorial Scholarship, as well as the Larry Bannerman Foundation Award.
Jamie Heemstra, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She is on the Honor Roll, and she is also an Ontario Scholar. Jamie will be receiving the Larry Bannerman Foundation Award.
Jaden Hummel is receiving her OSSD, her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. She is on our Honor Roll. She's an Ontario Scholar, and she's receiving the Usborne and Hibbert Mutual Fire Insurance Company Scholarship.
Ashley Keller is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's also receiving her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. She's on the Honor Roll, she's an Ontario Scholar, and she's receiving the Exeter Masonic Lodge Award.
Dustin Kenny is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Maya Kenny is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Kobe Kilner, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He has a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. He is on the Honor Roll and also is an Ontario Scholar. He will be receiving the School Council College Award.
Dylan Kintz is receiving his Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Ben Kluk is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He's on the Honor Roll, he's an Ontario Scholar, and he's receiving the Bruce Power Future Innovator Award, the OACETT Kai Loud Memorial Award, the Royal Bank Award, and the Technical Teachers Award.
Caleb Kluk is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and the Ryan Van Volkengood Memorial Award.
Amber Laws is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and also received her Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Abby McGuire, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She is an Ontario Scholar, and Abby will be receiving the Knights of Columbus Book Award.
Cassie Meyer is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness.
Ben Marsh is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He is on the Honor Roll, he's an Ontario Scholar, and he's receiving the Physical Education Award and the Royal Canadian Legion History Award.
Kenny Marys is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Caitlin Mathers is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She has a specialist high skills major in health and wellness. Caitlin was on the honor roll, is an Ontario Scholar, is also receiving the Pride of Huron Rebecca Lodge Bursary, Rotary Club of Grand Bend Award, as well as Student Council University Award.
Taylor McCann, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She has a specialist high skills major in health and wellness.
Vanessa McCarthy is receiving her OSSD. She is on our honor roll, and she's also receiving the Jean McEwen Memorial Scholarship.
Alicia McGuire is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's also receiving her Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation. She's on the honor roll, and she is receiving the Council of Ontario Senior Business Officials Award.
Lexi McLeod is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation, the Lavender Family Scholarship Fund, and South Huron Driving School Award.
Braden McNaughton is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He was on the honor roll, was an Ontario Scholar, and is also receiving the Dashwood Industries Award.
Keely Mitchell, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, and she will be receiving the Neil F. McAllister Memorial Award.
Peter Nicholson is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Certificate of Accomplishment.
Lauren Oak is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's also receiving a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. She's on the honor roll, she's an Ontario Scholar, and she is receiving the South Huron District High School Staff Award.
Jared Orr is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, Student Council Citizenship Award, and is your valid Victorian.
Emma Papel is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She also was a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness.
Delaney Parsons Shattuck, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Jordan Porter is receiving his OSSD, his Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation. He's on the honor roll, he's an Ontario Scholar, and he is also receiving the South Huron District High School Staff Award.
Lauren Prance is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, as well as the Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness.
Justin Pym is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation, and the Aaron Smith Memorial Award.
Dwayne Ramalou is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma with a Specialist High Skill Major in Transportation.
Emma Regier, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She is on the honor roll, and she is also an Ontario Scholar. Emma will be receiving the J-Corps Marketing Award for Student Equality, and also the OSSTF District 8 Bursary.
Nolan Regier is receiving his OSSD, his Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. Nolan is on the honor roll, he's an Ontario Scholar, and he is receiving the Faith in Action Award, the Instrumental Achievement Award, the Rotary Club of Grand Bend Award, and the SHDHS Finance Award.
Eden Relu is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's on the honor roll, she's an Ontario Scholar, and she is receiving the Laura Hearn Memorial Math Award, the PTMG Chartered Accountants Award, and the SHDHS Finance Award.
Kylie Richards is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Madison Riley is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma with a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, as well as the Student Council Apprenticeship and Workplace Award.
Jack Robinson, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He has a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. He is on the honor roll. He is also an Ontario Scholar. He will be receiving the Exeter Order of Eastern Star Award.
Connor Roseboom is receiving his Ontario Secondary School Diploma and his Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Mitchell Rowcliffe is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He is also receiving his Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Brad Runstedler is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Owen Savage is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and is also receiving the Usborne and Hibbert Mutual Fire Insurance Company Scholarship.
Thomas Schaus, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. Thomas will also be receiving the SHDHS Future Achiever Award and also the Dashwood Industries Award.
Amy Scott is receiving her OSSD, her Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. She is on the honor roll, and she is also receiving the Exeter Lions Club Service Award.
Katie Simon is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She's on the honor roll, she's an Ontario Scholar, and she is receiving the Usborne and Hibbert Mutual Fire Insurance Company Scholarship.
Owen Skirton is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation, is on the Honor Roll, an Ontario Scholar, and receiving the Royal Canadian Legion Scholarship.
Dean Skonechny is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Holly Smith, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She also has a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness. She is on the Honor Roll and will be receiving the Neil F. McAllister Memorial Award.
Cedar de Bruges is receiving his Ontario Secondary School Diploma and his Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness.
Colin Teal is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. As well, he's receiving a Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation.
Aislinn Trokey is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, is on the Honor Roll, an Ontario Scholar, receiving the Perry Nee Memorial Scholarship and Student Council Citizenship Award.
Grant Turner is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma as a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, and is also receiving the Zachary Stephen Lay Memorial Scholarship for Compassion.
Alicia Vanderland, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Certificate of Accomplishment. She will be receiving the School Council Community Pathway Award.
Madeline Venlar is receiving her Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Caleb Walker is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma, is on the Honor Roll, an Ontario Scholar, receiving the Student Council Scholarship for Growth and Development World of Work.
Bailey Walsh is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. He's also receiving his Specialist High Skills Major in Transportation, and he's the recipient of the Jack and Margaret Craft Auto Parts Award.
Reagan Williams is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. She had a Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness, was on the Honor Roll, and was also an Ontario Scholar. Reagan is receiving the Exeter Lioness Award, the Jean McEwen Memorial Scholarship, Larry Bannerman Foundation Award, as well as the Top Academic Student Runner-Up.
Jaden Wood, receiving an Ontario Secondary School Certificate of Accomplishment.
Peyton Worth is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Parker Worth is receiving an Ontario Secondary School Diploma. As well, he's receiving his Specialist High Skills Major in Health and Wellness.
The High Achievement Awards.
The Moncoeur Scholarship is presented to the student with the highest average in their top 6 university and/or mixed preparation courses. This year's scholarship goes to Regan Foran. The McCall Huron County Scholarship is awarded to up to 5 students in Huron County who demonstrate strong character, including honesty, integrity, hard work, and willingness to take responsibility. The student must have a track record of community involvement, such as volunteering, athletics, and extracurricular activities, as well as showing outstanding leadership potential. And this year, the scholarship goes to Emma Regier. The Governor's General Medal is presented to the student achieving the highest average in all courses completed in grades 11 and 12. This year, the Governor General's Medal goes to Regan Foran.
Thank you so much to the generous award donors. If you have won an award, please use the thank you note provided in your envelope to send a note of thanks.
Wow, what an amazing group of students. Over $54,000 was awarded to our graduates this year. Now, I would like to introduce to you the 2020 valedictorian, Jared Orr.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of our graduating class, I would like to welcome all of our families, friends, staff, and of course, the graduates to the conclusion of our final year at South Huron. I would also like to thank my peers for this opportunity tonight. I'm sure everyone is excited to move on to the next chapter in our lives, and even though it isn't as conventional as usual, I hope everyone enjoys their night and doesn't let the circumstances due to COVID put a damper on the evening. This is a night to celebrate our accomplishments, failures, and lessons learned. So let's make sure we enjoy it. I also just want to get this out of the way. I have a feeling that the staff have heard free Orzie enough over the past couple of years, so I won't even touch on that today. You're welcome, Ms. Bearsmith. Although our year was cut short, as a class, we have many positive aspects to look back on throughout our high school careers. As we sit here in our vehicles, we should look back on the many events that made school fun. From sports to school dances to simply hanging out every day and not having to worry about the working world just yet, we have definitely left our mark on the school as the coolest class to come out of there in a long time. I'm sure no one felt too bad after striking out during high school baseball, thanks to Miss Mickle's school cheers, where she was louder than an entire class. That title didn't come without its headaches though, which is why I want to thank all of our parents, friends, and staff who have supported us over the past 4 years. Even though we may not show it at times, your efforts have molded us into better people. As I was preparing this speech, I was watching an example on YouTube that compared high school to a Rubik's Cube. It takes a lot of effort to figure out the puzzle, and each year of high school is represented by a failed attempt. But now we have finally solved the puzzle, and we get to move on to what our future holds. You guys get to anyways. Colorblind people aren't very good at solving Rubik's Cubes. Tonight, we also look back on the experiences that made high school fun, experiencing different cultures, exploring various aspects of life, and getting to know people. The people skills learned throughout high school will prove to be invaluable in life, so use them to your advantage. Another lesson we have learned is the ability to work as a team towards a greater goal, whether it be playing school sports, working in groups during a science lab, thank goodness for those groups because science wasn't my strong suit, or even just helping each other out during a difficult lesson in class. The ability to work as a team is an invaluable skill and one that we will bring forward into our future endeavors. One moment that stands out for me is playing team games like Ballon Quebec on the yearly French trip to Saint-Donat. It showed me that working as a team to accomplish a common goal can be extremely effective, but then sometimes it can end with your teacher's husband body slamming you into a snowbank and giving you the worst bloody nose you've ever had. We also need to make sure, as we move into the working world, that we continue to be leaders in whatever we do. In our many successes as a class, it has shown that we are all leaders. From battling through our struggles in sport, give me a cheer if you still hate St. Mike's, to having our music program attain national recognition on numerous occasions, to our student council organizing the many guest speakers and fun afternoons. Thanks for getting me out of class a bunch. I have found that simply watching people lead by example is one of the best ways to gain those skills. A couple examples for me was watching Soldy manage and deal with the many tempers and goons on the bench at hockey, or watching Prout, who is better at kicking a ball than throwing it, continue to come out for every practice and game for high school baseball, not because he had to, but because he chose to. Leading by example is something we all need to do in life. This also ties into not being afraid to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect, believe me, I would know, but through making these mistakes, we can learn from them and become better people as a whole. I will never forget sitting in grade 11 math class and having Miss Bray ask me why I was using a ruler on a test covering parabolas. I failed that test, but what I learned from that course has proven to be more than just the functions the course was focused on. I ended with a 57% in that class, but what it showed me is that if you commit to something, ensure that you do your best at it. Doing something half-ass is never the approach to take. It can ruin future opportunities and even put your reputation on the line, so always try your best, even when you make mistakes, because you won't learn from them if you take shortcuts. Class of 2020, we are definitely going to miss this place. From hanging out in the hall while the grade 10 fitness class has to struggle through the 12-minute run over and over again, to figuring out how to keep the doors unlatched at the parking lot so we wouldn't have to walk around. I wouldn't say I'm an engineer by any means. To learning how to watch French movies during all 4 years, English subtitles are definitely a must. I can honestly say the only thing I won't miss is Colburn's grade 9 English class. I've never seen a teacher rip up an entire class's worth of tests so quickly. South Huron, for us, the sky's the limit. We need to take these skills, experiences, mistakes, lessons, and memories and use them to our advantage as we move on in our lives. Don't let anyone hold you back. These past 4 years will continue to have a major impact on our lives for years to come. Use them to your advantage, try your best, and live your life to the fullest. Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Jared. We wish you the best of luck in the future. Now, Mrs. Bear-Smith will complete the evening with the closing address.
Well, graduates, we had a lot of fun putting this together for you, and we hope you enjoyed the evening. In truth, as I spent time trying to connect with you this past week, and as we planned the night, I felt a little sad that this ends our time together. You're a really wonderful group of students, and although we've had ups and downs together, it really has been such a gift to have known you. When I look at the names of the graduates, I fondly remember a time we spoke, a challenge we worked through, or something great you did in school. Now, I could tell stories about some of you, but it's okay. I'll keep those to myself. I hope you learned a few things while you were with us. I hope you learned to have an attitude of gratitude, that your mistakes don't define you, that you can persevere, and that when things are tough, there's always someone to lean on. Be sure to thank the people that you were able to lean on. Parents and guardians, thank you for taking the time to be here today. More importantly, thanks for lending me your children every day. We consider it a gift to be in the presence of your children every day. Thank you for your trust and for supporting us. but more importantly, for supporting them to get here. This evening could not have happened without the support of our community. Thanks to my school staff for rolling with the punches and helping get this done. Thanks to Starlight Theatre and Nick Vinicombe, who quickly put this together for us. And thank you to the many businesses that have sponsored this event. Watch for their names. They were at the beginning and they'll be at the end of this production. Now we have one more thing to do before the night ends. So graduates, we can't have you throw your hats tonight. Likely they'd get lost in the dark. So our entire staff is here to count you down. And at the end of the countdown, we encourage all of you to honk those horns nice and loud for the graduating class of 2020. Once you're done honking, stick around and watch some personal messages and some bloopers, and then please drive home safely. It is our pleasure to introduce to you the graduating class of 2020.
To all the grads who have been a member of student council during your years at South Huron, watching you move on to the next chapter of your lives is a little like watching you sneak out to nightmares from the mansion at OSLC.
And as you move off now and we watch you go into the world of work or off to college or university, we can see that you're a little bit nervous and a little bit scared and also a little bit excited, kind of like you are in this picture. But we'll be here when you come back to hear about your stories and to greet you. So if you spent any time on student council during high school, we want to thank you for all your years of helping us to have a fun time and giving the school some school spirit and some great events to attend.
And as you move on into adulthood, always remember my Friday night advice as you were leaving school every weekend: make good choices, grads.
Keep the game simple, boys. Puck's deep, 110% every shift. Stay out of the box, put in a full 45, and we'll be all right. Nobody comes in our barn and takes 2 points from us. No neutral zone turnovers, boys. Let's get pucks in deep and we'll go chase them down. D, get those passes to the winger. Nothing soft up the center. We play our game. I like our chances, boys. There's nothing out there that we should be scared of. Let's go. Let's go, boys. This bench is like a morgue. Let's hear ya. Get fired up. Let's go, boys. Nick, stop flying the zone. If you do that again, I'm gonna staple you to the bench. Orzy, it looks like you're skating in quicksand out there. Brado, I don't even know what you're doing. It looks like you're out for a public skate today. Thomas, pick yourself up off the ice. It looks like you're having a yard sale out there. Noli. Well, Noli, you're actually doing everything right. Keep up the good work. Owen, you love high school hockey so much you came back for a 5th year. Jack, why do you always forget the room key? You have one job to do, man. Thank you, Panthers. All the best luck in future endeavors. We'll miss you. Remember your time at Panther Puck fondly. We know we will.